All right. From now on, we resolve to treat the Senate with some decorum. That's another family affair, swept under the carpet. Meanwhile, it's becoming clear now that the proposed salary cut by our leaders is nothing but an attempt to deceive us into believing that they care for us, hapless Nigerians. The senators have said they are only ready to part with just 10% of their basic salary and not the 20% being demanded by the president, Umar Yar'Adua. President Yar'Adua had proposed a 20% salary cut by all political office holders, including those in the National Assembly, as their own sacrifice in the face of the current global financial meltdown. Even at that, Nigerians had expressed dissatisfaction with the move, saying it should cover all the allowances of the public officers for it to make sense at least. But yesterday, our senators, in response to the president's request on the issue, said they are ready to part with less than the president is asking them to. Now, just to prick your conscience a little, let me give you some statistics here. A senator's basic salary is 2,484,242 naira 50 kobo. 10% of this is just a little over 248,000 naira. But wait for what these senators get as allowances, which they are not ready to part with. Now, each senator gets these allowances, and let me chronicle them. Wardrobe allowance is 25% of their basic salary. That's over 720,000 naira. Recess allowance is 10% of basic salary. That's over 248,000 naira. Accommodation allowance is 200%. That's over 4.5 million naira. Utilities allowance is 30% of basic salary. That's over 900,000 naira. Domestic staff allowance is 75% of basic salary. That's over 1.2 million naira. Okay? Entertainment allowance is 30% of basic salary. Again, that's over 900,000 naira. Personal assistant allowance is 25%. That's over 750,000 naira. Vehicle maintenance allowance is 75%. That's over 1.2 million naira. Leave allowance is 10%. That's over 248,000 naira again. Then constituency allowance is 250% of basic salary. That's over 6.2 million naira. Hardship allowance, whatever hardship allowance means, hardship allowance is 50%. That's 1.2 million naira or so. Now, newspaper allowance is 50%, another 1.2 million naira. Furniture allowance is 300% of basic salary, paid once. That's over 7.2 million naira, furniture allowance. Severance gratuity is 300%, paid once, another 7.2 million naira. Motor vehicle allowance, which is 400%, repayable in 6 years, that's over 9.8 million naira. In the end, every month a senator's salary runs into millions of naira. Now you see why democracy, at least the way we practice it in this part of the world, is very expensive. And why the struggle to get into any elective office is a do or die affair. You've only had the legal, the legitimate allowances, not the under the table and underhand ones that nobody knows how to talk about, including the ones, all expenses paid trip to Ghana, to every part, birthday gifts and all those things. Okay, I've pricked your conscience, so ruminate over that. Let's take a quick break to prepare for our discussions.